Hoshi?
It's just dive against team fight, man. And honestly, the Farsa pick really is unexpected. We had a discussion on like what mages are good, you know, and we thought about Farsa, but okay, the range is good, the burst is there, but it just seems very lackluster, and we haven't seen it at all, I think, in the last season even.
No, we didn't even see it in the MSC, and Farsa
Exactly.
got a skin. The MSC skin was Farsa, right? And we didn't even see it in the MSC. So this is a question right now. How good is the Farsa in the mid lane? We said it before that Farsa just does not fit in this crazy Clash style meta. But with the help of Faramis, it does provide a little bit more sustainability for that Farsa.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see here. I do want to talk more about the Farsa, but before, let's just jump into the portal here for game number 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Geek Fam have the chance to solidify the greatest upset ever in MPL ID by winning this one, but RRQ are definitely not going to give it easily.
I agree. I agree. And yeah, let's just jump into the Land of Dawn. RRQ and as well as Geek Fam will go at it for the third time today. And yeah, speaking of this Farsa here, man, back to that Farsa point. I don't know, man. Ruby is there. Going to be they're going to have a tough time. But Vin here trying to harass Hans, but it seems like Hans with that Karina will collect first blood. Presented to you by Samsung Galaxy the A series for side of Geek Fam.
That was unfortunate, man. We saw that Vin unintentionally pulled him over the wall, allowing him to actually, you know, get a closer distance and actually get that first blood. So definitely it wasn't within the calculations. But speaking of the Farsa, if there's a lot of fights, a lot of CC is required, Farsa does provide a stun as well. So maybe that is something that RRQ is trying to bank on, as Skylar and Kadera just duke it out in the gold lane. As you mentioned, Kadera has been performing really well against someone with a big name like Skylar.
Especially on the 1-1. Look, he even finds the stun there under the turret, and it's actually going to be Skylar who's forced to recall early on. Chadera will be able to have that lane prio against Skylar in another game. Game 1 and now game 3.
Indeed, and Loisky here again, keeping an eye on Albert. 20 seconds to the Lord here, so perhaps RRQ will definitely rotate towards that area as well. But it seems like both teams, just like game number 2 here, the pace is quite slow. And composition-wise, R7 and as well as Albert here later in the mid-game will definitely provide that tank unit, and that Uranus is going. I'm going to predict this, and of course he will be the sandbag.
I mean, this is like shades of Season 7, Season 8, where Esmeralda gets a Uranus, right? We haven't seen this matchup in a long time. For the longest time last season, it's all about aggression, about winning, dominating the lane. And now it's back to these juggernauts to try and provide that reliable front line in the bigger fights later on.
Let's see. Well, first turtle is up and ready. Spawn into the game as R7 is going to be able to zone out Lilzura and Voloisky in that mid lane. Now the battle for the turtle once again. Feather airstrike going to be popped there, but Albert will find the retribution. Turtle slain by Samsung Galaxy A series. Again, RRQ, they got the neutral objective. The trend is if you secure more, you actually lose the game so far in Season 10.
Based on the first 2 games here, Arashi, but I do want to add this. Arashi, Hans has picked up the kill. And if you, based on game number 1, on that Karina, Hans is very good at positioning himself and as well as well-timed, you know, in and outs. Can he replicate the Sin?
Well, considering that there's the Cult Altar and there's Albert on the Akai, right? There's a lot of solutions on the side of RRQ Hoshi if Hans diving in becomes too big of a problem for them. So I think that we'll have to see what Hans can do, what his team can help him with. But Voloisky is targeted.
Gets pinned down, and that's going to be Clay picking up the kill. Voloisky falls here. Kadera is looking for a play. He got one of the weakness points. One more to go. He pops the Inspire, but no, it's going to be him jumping out of range with Feather Airstrike as Elzura tries to come in from behind. But it's still going to be the Cult Altar by RRQ. Popped and used to get them back to safety.
Well, it seems like your RRQ, the first 3 minutes or so, RRQ, they have established a comfortable lead. And take a look at R7 in this Uranus. Quite comfortable, 3 up top here. So again, Geek Fam, they are behind here. So what can they do to somehow equalize? It seems like they need to find a good pick-off.
I feel like they can go for a pick-off or they can go for a big combo, right? They have the Falling Star Moon, the I'm Offended combo as well, and they have the option of Elzura just taking an ultimate, so they can win in the combo department. But I think when it comes to just skirmishes, RRQ has an edge here.
Speaking of RRQ, fun fact there, since the Feramis revamped, it's actually Vin who picks it first in the MPL, but the last person to pick Feramis was Lemon. So from one legend to another, Beloyski goes with the I'm Offended, but he will not be able to connect it onto anyone there. He does not have the flicker, and that's going to be the Turtle. Again, pressured by RRQ.
As a roamer myself, I gotta say Ruby is a complicated hero. But take a look at Luke here, trying to flank, trying to find a good angle as Azura copies that feather airstrike here. Quite questionable decision, but but Beloyski will not be able to zone out as the second turtle will go to the hands of RRQ, presented to you by Samsung Galaxy series.
Yeah, the feather airstrike stolen by Azura didn't really have that much of an impact, right? You saw the way RRQ is using it. They always use it as a deterrent, a bit like a mini real-world manipulation. Once the feather airstrike is popped out, it just deters any members of Geek Fam of getting from getting any closer to the objective. Unfortunately for Azura, he wasn't even in range of the turtle, so it really wasn't the same kind of impact. But he has an enchanted talisman, so the cooldown game is what he's going to go for, right? He wants to do as much, have as much presence with those ultimates as possible.
Geek Fam haven't really been too successful in this game with the trades. In game 1 and 2, we see that they're able to actually trade consistently on the board, on the map against RRQ Hoshi. Even when they don't collect the neutral objectives, they're always taking something off of the map. But now, they rotate to the bottom side when there's no objective, and they're not going to be able to do anything here. It's actually just going to be RRQ doing the same thing and shooing Geek Fam away from the bottom side.
Yeah, I gotta say that was a pointless movement there, perhaps from the side of Geek Fam. We'll have to see here the outcome, because RRQ, they are still sitting at almost 2,000 gold lead, but it seems like 2v2. Vin trying to engage on towards Kadira. Kadira watches himself out there. On the other side, Beloyski 1v2. Not enough damage to take this guy out just yet, but man, it's just action across the map. Feather airstrike suddenly popped.
Man, it's just different, man. It's just so difficult for the side of Geek Fam to try and get something meaningful here, as Beloyski once again gets jumped on, is forced to flicker away. They have been very consistently targeting Beloyski, and effectively they're limiting the potential from Geek Fam to make any plays.
Oh, one more weakness point. He actually finds it here. He's going to be able to pop that crossbow tag. What? So cold ultra used. That was a miscalculation by RRQ, and they're going to lose Clay. Kadira with the crossbow tag, and in the back lines, it's Hans who finds Skylar. Miscalculation by Vin.
Miscalculation there, mismechanic perhaps, and 3 members were down there, and now Geek Fam, they are stepping up the gas. Vin trying to give information and as well as provide vision, but it seems like Geek Fam, they are 2 ahead here in rotations. They will secure the last turtle possibly, and it seems like RRQ, they are now on the behind rotation-wise. They gotta fix this, man. Last turtle has been slain, presented to you once again by Samsung Galaxy A series.
That is an unfortunate mistake by RRQ, man. They lost the tempo, and just like that, Geek Fam now has a lot more room to maneuver. And the 2 kills picked up by Kadira of all people, that is definitely not the result you're trying to hope for when you go for those early game plays.
Kadira on the 1-1, man. We might have a rival for Clover's 1-1. Kadira has been performing out of this world. He's been actually so consistent in game 1 as well, and here in game 3. Luke, though, taking a whole lot of damage from that turret. Skylar trying to look for the kill. Actually goes in for the battle mirror image of aggressively. Plays joined in the fight. Luke still trying to juke away. Falling time for the feather airstrike will silence him down, and the crowd goes wild for that kill. But Geek Fam find a better trade to get a turret up top.
Yeah, Clay doesn't respect the 1v1 down there. It seems like Skylar will... no, sorry. Luke will fall. It seems like crossbow tank here pops. Forward side of Vin. Cold Altar has been popped. Now they want to engage. Lazura looks for a juicy target as both teams disengage here in minute number 8.
It's a difficult spot for RRQ to be in, man. They're constantly pressured by Clay from the 1-1, but now Albert goes aggressive.
But he's going to be actually disengaged on Chidera with the Cold Ultra. Still able to kite away from now, but it's going to be the win of nature there. Perfectly timed. He fought it right in time to get out of there. And it's a bait for the entire team to collapse on RRQ. Finn falls. So does Clay. And Chidera has the crossbow tag. He's going to pop it here. And it will be able to translate over to Skylar. No. Battle mirror image to nullify that. Chidera finds 1 kill and will be able to pick up the turret in the mid lane. Geek Fam leading in the 9th minute.
The perfect BMI was pressed there by Skylar, and it seems like Geek Fam, once they got the balls rolling, they don't stop.
They don't stop.
Exactly. Both sides was where the time that they got the momentum, and now take a look at this. They are moving for committing on towards Lord. It seems like they are ahead in rotations here. Uranus has to clear bot side, but RRQ, of course, they won't stand idly. They will look for engage. They will look for proactive movements as well.
Exactly, man. They want to be proactive with the Cult Altar, because if they have to use it defensively to save someone from the crossbow of Tang, that is a huge resource. You use it for only one ultimate, right? One person. So if they don't step on the gas and start and initiate the plays on their terms, it's going to be very difficult, because then Elzura can just steal the Cult Altar, and now the shoe is on the other foot. RRQ are the ones that can't deal with that ultimate.
Look at Beloyski's sitting position. This is the Beloy special right here, alright? He's comfortable on that secret lab chair, but take a look at the items, Arashi. What have Geek Fam been able to build with the 1,000 gold lead that they have?
Well, Hans has a lot of damage, man. Any squishy character will get taken out, but oh, right there, Albert goes in.
Beloyski gonna be taken down there, but Tadera is able to get the crossbow tank popped in on the Skylar. No Cold Ultra, double kill picked up by Skylar as Hans jumps in. But look at Tadera, he's kiting, he's buying some time, he's looking for the steal, but Albert comes in with the retribution to seal the deal. The Lord, presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy A series, goes over to RRQ, and the lead once again turns over to RRQ.
Back and forth, and at the end they're looking for the scraps there. Caught Clay off guard. He gets one. And now, with this Lord that is unenhanced Arashi, I feel like RRQ, they will push the top and as well as bot side, perhaps looking for a base turret, but it seems like Geek Fam, with their power, with their items now, yeah, RRQ will not be able to get any base turrets.
Seems like Geek wants to split the attention, right? They're sending Hans down to the bot side. He is ahead and he can 1v1 the majority of players from RRQ. But RRQ will try and make something happen with this Lord for sure, man. We talked about them not being able to initiate fights on their terms. Now they have the tools they need, right? They can use the Lord to exert pressure and force Geek Fam to choose between letting go of a turret or fighting them on their terms with the Cult Altar involved.
Indeed, now it seems like the push from that Lord is, defended. Oh, Hans sneaking. Vin is there. Oh, Vin with the IQ there. He knows where Hans is, and now this is a manhunt here for V1 as Hans is just shattered in the Land of Dawn. He is shut down here, and this is going to be a 4v5. Will there be a re-engage? It's not a wise decision here, as Esmeralda now will not be able to defend the bot side turret as well.
That was ruthless, man. He was alone. Come on, 2 ultimates and 5 members? That was crazy. But Hans, he was taken down, and because of that, RRQ is actually able to pick up a turret. And now, with more map pressure, as they build their gold lead, it's going to start crumbling down on Geek Fam. How are they going to respond to this very scary RRQ as we reach towards that mid to late stage game?
They have to find a different way of forcing RRQ to use the Cult Altar, man. As long as Vin can hold on to the Cult Altar without using it, it's going to be very different. Looking now at the items here, I believe some of the members will start itemizing to counter the crossbow of time, because that has been the primary problem for the members of RRQ, that is forcing them to use the Cult Altar. Wind of Nature already built for Skylar, and for Clay, I believe later on a Winter Truncheon might be popped in, or he'll just stay all the way in the back, so that Kadera can't really do anything. And if Geek Fam can't force him to use it, to use the Cult Altar with any other situation, it's just going to be the repeat of the same story, man.
I agree with you, Rashi, but what's interesting to me is the items from Farsa. It seems like Clay wants to be the Holy Crystal. Now, is that too greedy? Sure, Holy Crystal adds a more magic power, but
Glass
I
cannon.
don't know. It's a glass cannon, so we'll have to see, will it pay off? Because Geek Fam, if they're not expecting a Holy Crystal on a Farsa, you're gonna get shot.
I actually think it will work. You're up against the 1-1, that's just such a huge problem. You already have a Fairmist that can provide and enable you to make those crazy plays without you actually, falling and getting punished. So I think it's the right move by RRQ. We saw that also by Chadera on the B6 last game when they were able to pick up that Cult Ultra from the enemy team. But Whiskey here, using the flicker defensively. Elzura, well, he got the heavy spin. He's going to be able to dash out, but look at that. Skylar is able to go and plays into wet. Finds another onto Chadera. Skylar is massive. The Cult Altar has been placed, and RRQ take full control of the Lord. Albert, though, going for Retribution battle. 50-50, he finds it again. Hans falls. That's the Samsung Lord taken down once again, as that's a 3-0 to the hands of RRQ.
Skylar is just popping off in game number 3. That blazing duet with that DHS. And that golden staff just melts any member from South of Geek Fam. Now they are comfortable here with this Lord in hands. Push, they might go for the end here. Question is, can Beloyski and friends defend this one? Heavy spin on towards Beloyski. He gets melted down. And Luke trying to defend his teammates will not be able to do anything as Kadira here is trying to pop that crossbow and tank. Doesn't find the right recipient just yet.
Actually, the Predator airstrike being used as well. Luke taken very low, but he will survive. The high ground presence coming in from Clay on that Farsa. We question if it is good, if it will work, but the crowd control, the range, the burst is actually absolutely critical in guaranteeing that RRQ has success in these siege situations, man.
Let's see if they're able to do it once again. RRQ here, trying to end the game right here, right now. That's going to be the falling time will used by Luke to buy a little bit more time as he pops in the sprint as well. He's able to buy some time, but Skylar with the blazing duet goes on to the minions. Tadero with the wind of nature, trying to get all the weakness points. Cult Altar baited out. Geek Fam trying to capitalize. The Feather Airstrike takes so much of Geek Fam's HP, but Beloyski, he finds that I'm offended. No follow-up though from any of the other Geek Fam members, and he's just able to defend for now.
Man, Geek Fam, they managed to keep their composure in defending that one. Sure, 3 base turrets are eliminated, but man, I personally thought that was this end winning push for side of RRQ, but it seems like we still got a game here. Of course, RRQ establishing a very comfortable lead with almost 7k gold. And take a look at the damage dealt by Axe here. Still 2 members from the side of Geek Fam. They are top 2.
Exactly. It's not about how much damage, it's when the damage comes in, man. If it comes in when the Lord is up, when the base is being attacked, that is where it actually matters the most. So now for RRQ, they don't really have to do much. You can see that Geek Fam, they're trying different strategies out. They try to flank the members of RRQ, and that gets shut down immediately by the Cult Altar. So they're the ones who need to be proactive and make a play here, because as we mentioned, again, when RRQ is the one initiating the play, when they are on the front foot, when Beloyski can't catch them off guard, they have been coming out on top again and again, and Beloyski is for sure the main target for the members of RRQ.
Yes.
Look at the players' gold though, presented to you by UBS Gold. Skylar is on top of that list. R7 is showing some, showing some swag here in the Land of Dawn. They are ahead by 6,000 gold, so it's a safe time to do so.
Looking on the items though for Clay. We talked about the Holy Crystal already, but the Winter Truncheon, as predicted, is in there as R7 gets very, very low, but Albert gets a pickoff.
Able to pin Beloyski down with the Cold Ultra perfectly placed. They find Clay! Dotero on the back lines! Oh my god, Beloyski! What was that? He's able to enable his team to get the plays done, and after all of that, it's Geek Fam who comes back. A 2,000 gold lead left for RRQ, but look at the Lord. It is wide open for Geek Fam to take.
Oh, Geek Fam, they managed to defend that one, and Albert a little too aggressive there. Geek Fam, they are stepping on the gas here, taking the last turn here, base turret mid side. They are looking thin, gets taken down. Albert, the only defender here. What will happen there, Cole?
Oh, flashback to Season 6 Grand Finals. Albert on the Akai. He can still push over the waves, but Albert gets pinned down. Crossbow of Tang will not be able to dish down the damage. Attacking the Winter Truncheon. Albert surviving with 1 HP. Luke getting baited into base and will not fall. How is Luke alive? Skylar finally finishes him off, but man, it's a 1-for-1. Geek Fam falling back all the way to the base. Look at it, it's wide open, Donnie.
Oh, this is a mistake. Were they too greedy? And now RRQ Hoshi, they are standing with 4, very soon 5. They look for the Lord. Oh my god, that was a mistake by Geek Fam. They should have just taken the Lord, and now RRQ Hoshi, they are in favor to take the next Lord.
They wanted to risk it to win it, but unfortunately for RRQ, Vin was able to respawn really fast with the passing of the Paramis, and now they are the ones threatening for the Lord, and there's minions on the base of Geek Fam. They are stuck between a rock and a hard place as RRQ make the decisive play onto the Lord.
Okay, let's see, 50-50 once again. Albert finds it again with his solid retribution. They secure it, but Chadera doesn't want to just give it up like that. He goes in for one final try on that crossbow of Tang. He will not find it, and it's RRQ who gets the lead again.
Man, oh man, RRQ Geek Fam, they are not going down without a fight. And with this Lord push, take a look at the base from the side of Geek Fam. They're quite exposed here, Rashi. I do feel this is potentially the last push forward side of RRQ.
They're absolutely exposed, and another Winter Truncheon picked up by R7. We talked about how the crossbow of Tang is the main equalizer to force out the Called Altar, and now that will no longer be the case. Albert has a Winter Truncheon, Clay has one, R7 has one, and Skylar has a Wind of Nature. More and more Kadera is being taken out of the game. His impact is being diminished by itemization and smart choice by RRQ, and now they make the play. They go for the siege with the Lord on their favor.
Conceal play, Feather Airstrike taking a whole lot of HP from Chadera and Elzura. Athena's shield popped in, Voloisky trying to defend, goes in Prime offended, Skylar reading it out perfectly, getting out of battle mirror images. R7 tries to zone the other members away. Skylar's blazing duet, jumps in on the backside, but gonna get Voloisky's gonna get pinned down, called over, place the base button. RRQ have done it! They've secured the first game of the season, but 2-1 is the score. The crowd erupts. Geek Fam have certainly put on a show.
This shows heart, ladies and gentlemen. Geek Fam, even though in the first game they got the points, but RRQ, they are the kings of kings for a reason. They perform under pressure, and now game 2 and 3, they will claim that reverse sweep. Congratulations, RRQ, and nice rhyme, Geek Fam.
The royalty almost got taken out today, man. Like, that was such a competitive performance by Geek Fam. I think they deserve all the credit. That was really, really close. And again, you saw the moments of brilliance. This team, if they can get even better than this, right? The season has only just begun, guys. Geek Fam is a serious contender. They've showed it today in match number 1.
I mean, MPL Season 10 is about celebration. Standing ovation for side of Geek Fam. It is still the first match, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, conclusion is Geek Fam losing to RQ, the scoreline of 2-1. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm speechless.
What a performance.
What a performance by both teams. All 3 games. All three games.
Solid, especially from this. If we're talking about Geek Fam, GGWP, RRQ, Hoshi, nice try, Geek Fam. Sportsmen here in the building. Everyone, they're respecting each other. When you saw the victory cam from Phil, he was clapping. He was giving a thumbs up over to Geek Fam. GG, Geek Fam, nice try. That was. Honestly, that wasn't a nice try. That was a solid try. Almost taking a game with a one straight push. Luckily, Albert was still 1 HP. He was able to survive for a bit longer. I think if Albert fell in that last team fight, they could have actually ended the game.
You know what's crazy? He has a Winter Truncheon. That kind of played a factor as well, man. The itemization, the IQ of these players are insane.
Insane. I completely agree with you, Rashi. And yeah, let's sit and absorb. Voloisky is now in MPL.